back a little bit to when you said you got that invitation. So you'd been doing it for a couple of years. I don't know whatever the success was or the monetary gain was in that time. How did that first invitation come to you to be like, hey, I want your product or I want to see your product? When did you get that very first break, let's call it?
As in like a celebrity wearing.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Let's go from that perspective because.
And who?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so.
Because it would have been quite, in your industry, I imagine it's very much about trying to get those, like that micro influencer or massive influencer, if you can land it, wearing your stuff so that other people can look at it and go, oh, wow, they're wearing that. I want to wear that.
It's reach. Yeah, it's reach and it's influence.
That's right.
So, okay, this is a cool story. So I was around the time of the tennis, Australian Open, and I was out for dinner with my family at a Japanese restaurant and I was wearing a jacket. And anyway, it was like there was a table with Novak Djokovic, Boris Becker, the wives, XYZ, and I happened to know one of the girls on the table. She said, why don't you come over and have a drink? Anyway, I went over, had a drink, and the conversation quickly turned to what I was wearing. And this is what usually happened. It was different. It was unique. It spoke to them. And the wives were like, we love one. We want one. Ended up creating a jacket for them. Jelena, Djokovic and Lily Becker, they went back to London. Then they started wearing it around. You know, obviously they were at events all the time. They went to Victoria Beckham's fashion show, got papped wearing it. And then all of a sudden they started messaging me, my friend wants one, my friend wants one. It just spread. And then Lily Becker happened to be in LA with Nicole Ari Parker, who's this big famous actress. And then they wanted one. It just spread like that. And with the Hadids, that's a separate story. I think basically I was like, you know, who are these big dogs hanging out with? Not everyone's going to be, you know, who are their friends? Blah, blah, blah. Like who are they hanging out with? Who can I get in touch with to get to the big dogs? And I think I started dressing.
Big dogs.
The big dogs. I think I started dressing their friends, you know, like you said before, micro influencers who I knew was hanging out with them. And because I knew the clothes spoke, I just had to get it seen. And then Alana Hadid started following me one day and she goes, hey, I just saw my friend in LA wearing one of your jackets. I really like the brand. So we started this pen pal relationship. This is the sister that you guys call the dud. The half
Rob,
sister.
That was Rob. You called her the dud, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
So we started this pen pal relationship. She started wearing all my clothes to events. She's obviously hanging out with her sisters. Then she had a tracksuit brand. She wanted to do a collaboration together. Cool. Yeah. So we created a jacket. Then she said she was at La Pasio one day with her dad. She was wearing the jacket. She messaged me saying, hey, my jacket's getting more attention than me. My dad really wants one. So, and then that's when he was like, hey, I really want one. And then I started dressing the daughters and just kind of went that way.
Yeah, who's the biggest star, you'd say, that has rocked the brand? No pun intended.
Well, do you know what the funny thing is with these girls? Like, because I know Hailey Bieber's got 2 jackets. One was gifted through Alana Hadid and the other one was through a stylist, Sam Wolf. But I don't have pictures of it, but I know she personally chose it. So, because she asked for oversized, because she only wore oversized. So I created a jacket for her. But to get one of those pictures, I don't know how. So I had to wait for her to get papped or something. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Who knows? So I know that a lot of famous people have them, but it's about whether they're so famous.
Yeah, it's not like you could send a message, hey, send me a photo. I'll give you a 10% discount next time.
But Gigi Hadid and Ruby Rose wore it on a Maybelline ad in New York, which went viral. So that was pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Paris Hilton.
I saw on your social media page, you had Robbie Williams.
Yep, made him a jacket.
Oops.
So that's a guy that I made a jacket, and also Mohammed. See, so I can custom You want one, don't you, Robbie?
Yeah.
I think this
I
is
need a conversation. No. What do you think? This is a free podcast? Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, mate, could you imagine us rocking up in leopard skins at the next Builder Summit? Success conference? People will lose their mind. You want to talk about making $1 million days?
They expect nothing less.
yeah.
Sponsored by Rocky Raffaella.
So you've had some pretty big icons.
Yeah.
Do you still keep in, are you still in touch with these people as far as, are they still wanting your product? Like, is it, do you find it's fads? Like, not in the sense, not in regards to your brand, but it's like the flavor of the week and like, oh no, I'm over that now. I don't want to do that anymore.
This is so cool because this is just shows like, this is like my thing about who we look up to. Like, I think, I'm not putting down Australia in any way, but a lot of influencers here, they're like, what I'm trying to say is these ladies went on to buy from my website.
Yeah.
They didn't ask for it for free. They didn't say, oh, I like this. They didn't hint that they wanted it. Nicole Ari Parker, she's on Sex and the City and she's a huge actress in New York. She goes on and purchases it till this day. Lily Becker literally goes on. They don't ask for a code. They literally just go on and buy it.
Yeah.
And
they appreciate the brand and the value it gives them. It's like 100%. Whereas here we've got that mentality. Oh, I'll wear your jacket if you give me a free one, and then I'll put it on my page, and then everyone will want to buy one too.
I was just about to say that exact line.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly, like who we look up to here, I feel like we need to shift who we look up to because, it's all about.
But from a business perspective, do you play that game?
What do you mean?
Does it cheapen your brand in any way if you play that game? Because say you give it to a micro influencer. I don't even know where to begin. Who's Delta Goodrum? I don't know.
It's not a micro.
I don't fucking know. Like everyone knows. If you don't know, does everyone in Australia knows who Delta Goodrum is?
Well,
it's pretty safe to say.
Let's ask the bloke in the corner.
Iggy, do you know who Delta Goodrum is?
See?
I told you.
I am dead.
Okay. So Delta Goodrum, she comes in, she's like, look,
I can't believe you called Delta
Love to
Goodrum a
dress-
micro.
I would love to dress Delta.
yeah, I'm just saying, Delts, come here.
Love to
you're
dress
on
her as well.
You're on a Delts name basis with her because you're BFFs now. Delts, I need you to.
Also, she's not a micro influencer.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Someone that's well known in Australia.
Yeah.
Here's my jacket. Wear it. It's yours. It's free. Wear it around. Wear it to the Voice or whatever thing she's doing right here and now. Is it a matter of her if she does that and then everyone sees it? Oh, I want that jacket, and then it explodes in that regard, and then you do have those sales and that influence and that reach in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely works, especially if people look up to this person. They're like, oh, wow, we love her. And also, what a sick jacket.
Yeah.
What a sick shirt. Then they're like, they want to buy it. It still works. I just think the attitude of, tall poppy syndrome or wanting to help people. Like, even, I reached out to someone who had like 5,000 followers. That's it. And they're like, oh, sorry, I only do like paid work or... I forget what it was, but it was like something ridiculous. It's like
you want something for nothing,
from dressing these huge stars to trying to
convince someone who's not like, I don't know this person that's got 5,000 followers. Do you know what I mean? No, I don't. Unless I do, shit.
But I still reach out to those people because I still think
the micro works. Like it does work. We've got I won't say who, but we know someone who has say 50,000 followers and they're in that fashion space. And like companies like, I don't know, Officeworks will go, here, play with these crayons with your kids and we'll give you a $5,000 voucher or whatever they give you.
Yeah.
And it's like money for nothing. Do you know what I mean? It's money for jam for them. They're like, okay, cool. I'll take a couple photos, tag Officeworks and away you go. And now they think about that with everything they do. It's like, oh, cool, I'll wear your jacket, but, I want... Well, Officeworks gives me $5,000. I want $5,000 from you, or I want 30% of every sale, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I partly understand it though, because if that's their source of income, it's like saying,
for those
Robbie,
people.
can you fix my car? Yeah, sure. But you got to ask a mechanic to fix your car for free. Like, this is what I do is how I make bread.
Yeah, but it's
now you
also
want me to go do it for free?
No, I get that. I totally get that part, but it's also like
the
attitude or only wanting to do what other cool people are doing, or like.
But it's very much like that. The whole social media is like that, and especially in that fashion space, I think too.
Yeah, and I think the stars in LA, like they're beyond that.
Yeah,
they're not doing that for
it-
money.
That's right. They're not doing it.
They're
to
not like,
discount.
hey, I want to, like I'm going to go rep your brand for you to pay me X amount.
Yeah.
They're
Like
doing
that.
it because they genuinely like it.
You know,
And
it's like a whole different level of human. It's like when you get in any business, I believe this is the case. Like you get clients who like the client's paying you $50. They're like, what am I getting for this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
client's paying you 50 grand and they like, don't call me.
Yeah.
Here's the money.
Just
it's
do
being
it.
transferred. Don't call me.
Yeah.
In
Just
saying that though, there are like a lot of amazing influencers in Australia that
Yeah.
do respect that and generally want to do things because they, love it. So it exists for sure. But I feel like we don't want to help as much as, when I was in LA, all the opportunities and everyone wanting to help in London and stuff like that. I think there's a bit more of a thing here.
Yeah.
Like if it's food off my back if you eat.
Yeah, like it's all calculated. It's all strategic. It's a bit fake. There's a bit of a fakeness, in certain groups and just in some areas. There's also, people here that also generally want to help too. I just found, through my experience, just the differences
Yeah.
of
I reckon
working
you're right.
in both countries.
Yeah. And I think I think there is the aspect of like, I haven't been to the US, we're going very shortly. And a lot of people say when you go to the US, like everyone's like, oh, you won. Yeah. Like, whereas here it's kind of like,
They celebrate
don't
wins.
say, don't say how much money you made.
Yeah.
Don't let them, you know what I mean? Keep it hush. Like, because people start to frown. There's a
Jealousy.
yeah, you know what I mean?
And I use this analogy a bit, and I'm keen to do it. I'm looking forward to the day I do it. It's like if I rock up to site in a Lambo, okay, what do you think? Imagine the builder on the job rocks up to site and he's in a $500,000 car, $1 million car. Like all the tradies will look at you differently. Probably the owners will look at you differently going, oh, mate, you must be making a killing on my job if you're driving a Lambo around. You're obviously ripping me off.
The judgment straight away.
Whereas so many other people, like you say, in the States, there's like, oh, well done, man. Like, what did you do to get that? And how can I do it?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly
what
right.
lessons could I learn? You're obviously really successful. How do we celebrate that? Not how do we bring it down because I'm not that.
That's exactly what I've been trying to say. You literally have said it the way I wanted to.
Yeah. I think
Sometimes I stumble over my words, but you nailed it.
the States, I think we forget how much people are in the States as well, or how many people.
Yeah, it's a much
just
bigger
the
demographic.
So
It's
bigger.
just the mentality, like, yeah.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.